went to Scotland for 3 days to watch Commonwealth Games in Glasgow, right? Now, before I went, the opening ceremony, they had this thing where they were giving to 7 causes around the world, around the poor countries of the world. Africa it was this, India it was this, somewhere else it was that, or whatever, yeah? And they asked the world, this thing was being televised nationwide. They had about 80,000 people in the stadium, right? Okay? And obviously the whole of, maybe about 10 million people watching on TV. Do you understand? Okay? Now, so they did this thing, to raise funds for these poor, whatever countries, right? Okay? And they said that all you had to do, right, was text something like yes to a phone number, right? And text the figure you want to give, £5 and upwards, right? Okay? And they'll take, obviously your mobile company will take it out of your Johnson, yeah, and then they raised millions. Do you get what I'm saying? Because they can, because the infrastructure is there, because there are people who want progress for everybody. Do I make sense? Are you getting what I'm saying? Yes. This is the mindset and attitude that we have to change. And unfortunately, the churches are not helping. Are you getting me? Do I make sense? Yes. I'm not here to put you off church, from God for me, right? But I am here to encourage you to love your neighbor with action. Not that kind of action. Okay, but I'm telling you to love your neighbor with what? Action. Not with prayer. Yes, with prayer is good. You know what I'm saying, right? Like the Bible says that the Pharisee, they said that if someone comes to say they need this and this, I'll pray for you. That's what we're doing. On average, right, the CVs I see, right, on a daily basis, I would say over 70% of them, after reading the first 3 lines, I stop and throw them away. Why do you think that is? Yeah, along the line of impression. Why do you think that is? Huh? Of course I'm not impressed. Why do you think I'm not impressed?
Not well put together.
Not well put together. That's a very nice way of saying it. The standard of English is appalling. Do you understand? Okay? Now, guys, I'm not being whatever. I'm not being funny, but I have to tell you the truth so I can help you. Okay? So please take this the right way, in a way that you can improve on it. Right? I've realized that one of the biggest reasons for unemployment today, right, is that many institutions, is that what's available for many institutions isn't good enough. Do that make sense? The level of, especially of communication skills. Yeah? When I say communication skills, I mean writing. I mean speaking. Do you understand? Those two things. If you cannot express yourself fluently in those 2 areas, you will not get a good job, people. Now, this is not your fault, right? Not at all. Because unfortunately, the standard of lecturers in universities and the standard of teachers at schools is not as good as it was 20 years ago. Am I right? Am I right? Okay. So unfortunately, what happens is that the level of people coming out of university and the quality that is needed by the institutions, there is a massive gap. Do you get what I'm saying? So institutions decide that it's better just to manage with what they already have than to take in people who they think might be a what? A liability. Do you get what I'm saying? Huh? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah? So for instance, it's no use to me hiring someone for a particular job which involves writing letters, right? And I still find myself writing no letters myself. Isn't that a waste of money? Huh? There's no point in me hiring someone who will help me to get business. And I'm too scared to let them out of my office because they might go and disgrace me with their standard of English. Do you get what I'm saying? Isn't that a waste of money? Yes. This is what I'm talking about. Especially some of you might be technically gifted in amazing ways, but if you cannot express it with your writing and your speaking, you will not get very far. Do that make sense? Yeah? So therefore I encourage you, and we're going to start doing this, it's going to become part of the RISE curriculum very soon. English writing and English speaking. It is key. Do not see yourself as above it. Guys, if you see yourself, you see, the proud man, what happens to proud people? Not just that, you become poor. Do you understand? You will be poor because you will see yourself too big to learn anything. To learn especially the things that you actually need. And you'll find you keep missing the boat, you keep missing the boat, you keep missing the boat. Do you understand me? Yeah? Again, don't forget, if your standard of and your level of writing improves significantly, it means that your CVs become what?
Acceptable.
Better. Honestly, guys, I can't emphasize enough. Most of the time when you do CV, by the time I got to the second sentence, I'm put off immediately. Ford, you've heard of Ford Motors, right? Ford was one of the richest people in America in his day. Yeah? But was his aim to be rich? What was his aim? Yes, his aim was to make cars that every man on the street could afford. His aim was never, ever, I want to be rich. It was, I have a passion for people. I have a passion to make things easier for people to move around in. Therefore, I want to make something for them to make their life easier. And I want to make it so that they can afford it. Everyone can afford it. That was his passion. His passion was his love for people, actually. Do that make sense?
Yes.
You get me?
We are Bill Gates 3.
Third.
Okay, sure, yes. American business magnates, philanthropist, and former CEO of Microsoft Corporation built Microsoft out of a commitment to putting personal computers in every home. He remains the largest shareholder in Microsoft and has dedicated his retirement years to philanthropy.
Okay. Let me put this another way. Where did Bill Gates' money come from? Where did Bill Gates' money come from? He's one of the richest men in the world today. I think he's top 3.
Came from his commitment to fixing personal computers in every.
Yes, but where did that commitment come from?
Microsoft.
Where did that commitment come from?
Microsoft.
It came from a vision. I'm trying to link things together. I'm trying to link everything together for you. He had a vision of a world in which information was readily and easily available to what? Everybody. Do I make sense? That was his vision. Not a vision for the elite, not a vision for the middle class, not a vision even just for the working class. It was a vision for the whole populace, where information will be freely and readily available to everybody. And thereby, where every person, every man and woman would have a computer in their what? Homes. That was his vision. His wealth came out of his what? Thank you. I hope you'll see the links in what we're doing.
Yes.
Are you getting what I'm saying? Yeah? His wealth came from what? What is the most important component of wealth? Are you seeing the link in what we're doing, guys? Huh? Do you understand? I mean, this is not theory. I'm using practical examples for you. Alright, so it's not theory. It's not biblical. I will always bring God into everything because I love my God. Right? But for those who want contemporary, practical, this is what I'm giving you. Do that make sense? The last FA Cup final was between Arsenal and Hull. Hull went up 2-0 in the first 5 minutes or something. Yeah? But Arsenal eventually won 3-2. Now, watching that match, yeah, was not fun. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, I didn't find it fun as an Arsenal fan. Yeah. So therefore, as an Arsenal fan, going to the Emirates Stadium or Wembley to watch Arsenal is exciting, but I might not think it's fun. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because I'm nervous. It's not fun, but I'm excited by the thought of it. Do that make sense? Yeah. Fun is things you just natural thrill of fun. You don't worry about anything, like going to the fun fair, yeah, or the zoo, yeah. Do that make sense? Or the beach, yeah? That's fun. So there's a difference. Do that make sense, people? Do you get it? Do you get it? Okay. I'm saying there's a difference between fun and exciting. They're not the same thing. You can be excited about something, but it's not fun to you. Yeah? You can be excited about going to dinner with the most beautiful girl on your road. That's exciting. But she might be very boring. So it's not fun. Do you understand what I'm saying? Or because you are so excited, you're nervous, so it's not fun. Do that make sense? Okay, let me put it through. Maybe everyone here has been on a first date. Has everybody here been on a first date?
Sure.
Eh?
Sure.
Yes?
Yes.
Who said no?
Yes, yes.
No, I'm sure. Who said no? No, if it's no, it doesn't matter now. I'm just saying, how many? So everybody here has been on a first date.
Sure, sure.
Was it fun? Exactly. I rest my case. Do you understand what I'm saying? But it was exciting, Abby. Yes. I remember a couple of years ago, one of the individuals I was coaching, Maiwa. Yeah. I remember his uncle, he said to me, look, there's a young man that I need you to coach. You know, in other words, a mentor for me for about a year, right? I said, what's wrong with you? He now told me a story about which is none of your business, right? And then so at that time I was very corporate. Remember, I used to wear ties. The hair was like this. I had short hair, ties, very corporate. Looked like a typical finance guy. Because most of our clients in the financial industry, right? Okay. So I now he now introduced me to my one, right? Now let's fast forward a bit. After a year, right, I received an email from Myra saying, sir, I'm so grateful for everything you've done in my life. The changes in my life are incredible. I said, okay. So I asked him to come and see me. I said, okay, I asked him what's been going on in your life. They now explained to me, right? Now, towards the end of our meeting, right, I said, quick question. When you first met me, what did you think you would get anything from our sessions when he first met me? He said, no, I didn't think anything. He said he never thought you'd gain anything from it. I asked him why. He said, because you look too corporate. Do you get what I'm saying? He said, because you look corporate. So therefore I saw you're someone that won't understand where I'm coming from. Or young man. So that's actually, so I love the hairstyle, but also it's to help young people know that, yes, someone said rascal, right? Yeah, exactly. You're right, because that also helps people feel at ease and that they can relate with you. Do you understand what I'm saying? But when people see someone who's very uptight and stiff and corporate, it's very hard to. Do that make sense? So unbeknownst to you, right, despite you thinking, it actually probably made you feel more relaxed. Am I right?
Yes.
Exactly. That's the number one aim of this system. Do you get what I'm saying? The last thing I want is to come into a class and you to feel that you cannot relate with me. Because in most trainings, right, in most, look, not even in trainings, in most, any situation in life, when you first meet somebody, you have about 10 seconds to make an impact. Yeah? And in trainings, you have about 5 to 7 seconds to catch the class's attention and to hold their attention. Yeah? Now, in such a thing as what we're doing today, where I need you to be able to relate with me, if I come here in a suit and tie looking very boring and stiff-necked, right? Or whatever, not stiff-necked, but whatever, rigid, yeah, okay? Before you even start, and you already think, what am I going to learn from this guy? This guy doesn't understand. Yeah. Do that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So shut up.